Beaver Creek Bears roam a bit outside the Chippewa Dome. Beaver Creek Bears come and go, but we surely know Beaver Creek Bears are loud. No need to lift the shroud. Rather, when hear a Beaver Creek Bear, let us play upon your darkest fear. If you hear one a-coming, think of a ditty and start humming, and maybe add some flair to let them know you're there. For there's nothing worse than a startled Beaver Creek Bear. So don't stay quiet and say a That's where the Beaver Creek Bears come. Rather when hearing a Beaver Creek Bear, let it play upon your darkest fear.
In our opening scene, Beaver Creek Bear action from the playpen was shown. The young male Beaver Creek Bears enjoy playing here, especially at night under the camera lights. With the Beaver Creek Bears, one must expect the unexpected, for every year, the Bears show us something new that we did not anticipate. For instance, when first viewing these videos, confusion set in, as is often the case when watching footage of the Beaver Creek Bears. We did not immediately recognize the bear in the foreground practicing his paw shadow artwork. He seems to be intentionally ignoring Huey and Rascal, the two bears playing in the background. For a bit of background, Huey is 6 years old, but currently still retains substantial young male bear lankiness. Rascal is a newcomer to Beaver Creek, arriving late July 2025. We initially thought Rascal was 4 years old, but more recently he appears to be a tweener, somewhere in between 3 and 4 years old. Huey is the friendliest Beaver Creek Bear. So not surprisingly, in August, Huey befriended Rascal, and the two were often seen traveling together. Physically, Huey has a very long neck, and Rascal is rather short and pudgy. So when the two are dancing, Huey amusingly towers over Rascal, reminiscent of a David versus Goliath theatrical scene. Back to the bear laying on his back making paw shadows. He appears to be oblivious to the entertaining shenanigans of Huey and Rascal. Video review confirmed this thespian bear is Dewey. Brothers Huey and Dewey are two of the 2019 triplets and played here at the playpen extensively in years past. In 2025, things were different. Dewey spent most of the summer away from Beaver Creek, looking for love elsewhere during mating season. When Dewey returned to the playpen this September, obviously, his expectation was that he and Huey would resume their normal playful activities. However, Huey, being left all alone over the summer, as mentioned, started hanging with young Rascal. So when Dewey returned to the playpen to see brother Huey dancing with another, Dewey went into jilted lover mode and had another of his emotional meltdowns. As an aside, young male bears can be very emotional, and Dewey is certainly one drama bear. For we've seen him have a nuclear meltdown before, going ballistic on Huey. But that is a story for another day. Luckily, bears heal rather quickly from bear-inflicted physical wounds. Conversely, emotional wounds tend to linger a bit longer. In any event, from video review, Huey and Dewey finally return to their normal behavior of traveling about Beaver Creek together. And sometimes Huey and Dewey were filmed traveling with newcomers, Rascal and Fawn Stalker. The aforementioned Rascal has blue fur and a very dark snout. For safety, Rascal often positions a tree between himself and Huey when they are playing, and then amusingly paws at an annoyed Huey. This mischievous behavior reminded us of that wascally wabbit from Looney Tunes, so we call him Rascal. The other newcomer to Beaver Creek, Fawn Stalker, was first viewed stalking fawns in early June. Unlike Rascal, who is a tweener, Fawn Stalker has a slightly larger frame and definitively appears to be 4 years old. Mama bears typically have at least 2 cubs in these parts. So one possibility is that Rascal and Fawn Stalker are 4-year-old twins, which would mean they were born in 2021. As further background, healthy females give birth to cubs every 2 years. For instance, Queen Eleanor, our dominant female, is the mother of the 2019 triplets and gives birth in odd years. This means Eleanor may also be the mother of Rascal and Fawn Stalker, as Eleanor's 2021 cubs were not previously identified. All of this leads to our current working theory that Huey, Dewey, Rascal, and Fawn Stalker, all sons of Eleanor. Bears have strong familial ties. So if these 4 males are indeed family members, that would partially explain why they sometimes travel about Beaver Creek as a unit. Of course, a simpler explanation is after mating season, males try to keep themselves entertained by engaging in various activities. So these 4 males playing together may be merely another activity to pass the time until hibernation. Turning to our current videos, they are from the back 40. In years past, the 2019 triplets, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, were frequently filmed here late in the bear year. The third triplet, laid-back Louie, is usually much less inclined to engage in wrestling shenanigans than brothers Huey and Dewey, and is likely female. So we refer to Louie as a gender-neutral Lou nowadays. We haven't seen Lou on film yet in 2025, but we will have additional footage to review once winter arrives, which presents the opportunity to locate long-forgotten cameras without bear supervision. Lou presumably is off the grid somewhere raising cubs given her age. More importantly for our purposes, several young males were filmed at the back 40 in 2025, including Huey, Dewey, Rascal, and Fawn Stalker. Also photographed were Rascal and Fawn Stalker traveling with another young male, Mysterio. Mysterio is one of the 2022 twins. He has a black snout and tan eyeshadow that is tan fur surrounding the eyes. Mysterio is named such because his presence along Beaver Creek initially mystified us. However, finally, a blurry September 2023 photo was reviewed showing Mysterio traveling with Rugby, the other 2022 twin, shortly after they were weaned by Mother Candy. Candy is named so because she likes to exotically dance for and with the big guy, the dominant male, named so because, well, he's rather big. Turning back to Mysterio, he is often filmed sitting, alone in his thoughts. Bears tend to overthink things. Mysterio's sibling, Rugby, was an extremely chubby cubby and reminded us of a fat, beer-drinking, rugby-playing frat boy. We had assumed that such a fat cub, obviously an overly aggressive eater, was a boy. However, since naming Rugby, we've come to realize that Rugby is a girl bear. Yes, we know, with the Beaver Creek Bears, one should never presume anything. In addition to physical distinctions, every bear has unique personality traits or behavioral idiosyncrasies that help with bear identification. This is especially so when the photos or videos are subpar or otherwise acquired in bad lighting conditions. For instance, Rugby has been filmed standing on stumps before. Being a short bear, she prefers to get a better view of her surroundings. These present videos show our large old red oak tree. With very little rain in August and September, there weren't any maitake, that is, choice edible mushrooms, this year along Beaver Creek. Even so, this oak has a hole several feet up that a family of raccoons frequents. And we've seen friendly Huey climb up to see if any raccoons are home and say hello before. So Despite the absence of the allure of fungi photography, a camera was placed here in 2025 to see what would be filmed. The results were meager and unsatisfying. Still, Rugby was captured climbing and actually entering the raccoon hole for a bird's eye view of Beaver Creek. Also seen is that bears have exceptional balance, walking along a large limb of the old oak that was blown down in a 2024 windstorm. For our next video sequence, we note that startled bears are unpredictable. They typically either run away or alternatively directly at you. However, youngsters also frequently climb a tree for safety when startled by a larger bear or the flashing of camera lights. As seen, when two or more bears travel as unit, the subservient or smaller bear usually takes point.
Creek Bear was dancing at the playpen. That's where Friday night lights shine loud and extremely bright. Beaver Creek Bear can't help himself. At game cameras are calling, being irresistibly drawn in. Cameras like seraphim. Bear must fuss with camera. Finally done camera mauling. As that camera has now fallen, back to Beaver Creek Bear brawling away. And season has arrived when Beaver Creek Bears thrive. Hunting ends by a crawling. The playpen is typically enthralling. Where Beaver Creek Bears go balding. Beaver Creek Bears wrestling and tussling. Beaver Creek Bears hustling and bustling. Imagining all of that and more. Not really much of a show.
This Beaver Creek Bear was dancing at the playpen.